I'm going to sound a little preachy in this one, and I think it's essential that we kind of talk about it because again, I don't think we exist in isolation. Um, I'm not trying to be a pastor or anything, but I do believe that um, a lot of blessings exist in the Bible, and a lot of things, instructions that are given to us biblically, that even people that go to church don't follow. I've talked about faith multiple times in a lot of my past videos. Probably bring some of that back up. I've talked about faith without work is dead. Um, but there's something that becomes a reoccurring theme for me that I go through life, and it's blessing and God's blessing. And something specifically happened to me recently where one of my businesses was correctly positioned, so to say. It didn't look like it a couple of months ago or even years ago when I started the investment, but I was convinced that I should make the investment. I was convinced that was the right thing to do, and I was convinced, and I went on it. I invested a lot of my extra cash, a lot of my bonuses, a lot of my pay, my took out loans, and I was just investing. And someone asked me once that you are investing everything. And I said, for some reason, I have faith that a time will that something is about to happen, and I have strong faith, and that faith led to good positioning for that business. And if you know it, um, and what I want to encourage anyone listening to this video is that God hasn't forsaken you. In the journey of that business, before we finally hit profitability, it's been tough. We've had days where it's powered by generator, and being powered by generator means that it's Wave Beach Lagos, and Wave Beach Lagos is powered by generator, and there are days that you turn on the gen and nobody shows up. There are days that we run, I think, 20 liters an hour or so, something like that. When you think about 20 liters, that's 20k, and you sell nothing. You sell nothing, but I kept at it. I kept looking for ways and finding funding, and I was encouraged because I had faith. I had faith that He that has brought me this far is not here to leave me alone. And so my message to anyone listening to this video is to encourage you that if you are convinced, if God has led you to a path, I want you to know, and you've done it in faith, and you've done it with all the charisma, with all the effort, you've put in a lot of effort, and it's not going your way. I just want you to know that you are not forsaken. Sometimes you just need to stay a little bit longer. Sometimes you just need to have that power of stay. You need to continue to analyze whether you should stay or leave, because there are some situations where I have left because there was no path forward. But if you're on the right path and you're convinced, and data tells you that you're moving the right direction, I want to encourage you that you should stay. You should keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. I watched the video and I sent it to a couple of my friends. Where this guy that does burgers, has a food truck. They drove their trucks in the middle of the desert, the absolute middle of the desert. And the friend brought the chair out and sat out and said, and the guy was like, there is nobody here in the desert going to buy hot dog. And the guy kept saying, just wait. And suddenly there was an explosion next door. Something had fallen off the sky, and it was a meteorite. And everybody from the neighboring town drove to that spot, and they were the only food vendor in that area. God had led them there to see the opportunity before it happened. God had positioned them there with the right equipment to be able to provide the things that can sell to the people that were there. But there was a little bit of moment where it wasn't clear why they were there. There was a little bit of moment where they could have left. There was a little bit of moment where they could have looked back and said, man, if only I had stayed. But they stayed. So I encourage you for the power of stay. I encourage you to pray whatever you believe in. I encourage you just to hold on to faith and know that He that has brought you this far is not ready to leave you alone. Okay?